concentrate, Josh, this time. Let's go. It's working, though.
Yeah, not in the car for once, man. What's happening, Bobby K, mate? Hope you're good.
I'm good, man. I'm well. How are you, buddy? Long time no see.
I'm
well?
good, mate. I'm good, mate.
Part of the results, of course. Part of the results.
Yeah. It's a shame, mate. You come here for these few games and you get 2 losses and 6 goals. So, yeah, man. Difficult for you to take. But, now what I wanted to say, guys, really is I'm looking at the results, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, a lot of people obviously are saying we need money. We need a new centre-back. I agree. We need a new right-wing back. I agree. But in January, we're not probably going to nick someone's best centre-back unless we throw some serious money at it. I'm talking, spending 20, 30% more, right? And we know Levy's not going to do that because Levy will always play the long game, and he will try and save money than spend money, right? So we're probably not going to get this centre-back that everyone's after, right? The best chance we've got of adding to this squad is Pedro Porro, right? Because that looks in negotiation. So let's see what happens with that. If we get him and we've spent 40 mil, it's probably the best that's going to happen this window. And
really?
I think, I don't think we're going to get anyone else, mate. I don't think we're going to get anyone else. I think Porro is going to be the man.
Signing Pedro Porro for 45 million is the best we could have done in this transfer window.
Not we could have done. That's what's going to happen. That's the max.
That's the best Levy can do. He's saying basically.
That's the best we're going to get, lads. That's the best we're going to get, lads. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get this centre back. Do you really think we're going to get a centre back?
No, we weren't even not even linked with a centre back. This
exactly.
Can someone please?
We could get him. Yeah, of course. He
can someone please ask?
Can be the best in the world. It doesn't mean.
Can someone please tell me where Paratici is? Because he's missing. So if anyone can find a director of football, can you return him to N17, please? Because we don't know where Paratici is or what he's cooking.
Hopefully he's working. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully he's working, and flying around and doing deals. But listen, guys, we can't
name some centre backs we could get to improve the back line already. Hincapia we could get. We can get Ndika. These players wouldn't make too big of outlays, but we were not going to do it because we're I don't know.
But Sim, are there clubs, right? The way I look at it, Sim, is are there clubs going to let them go in January? Probably not. Unless we meet a clause, and a lot of these players don't have clauses.
Ndika's got 6 months left on his deal, so you could probably
But I mean, look. You need all 3 parties, obviously. Yeah? You need the buying club to put more money at it. You need the selling club to be happy with the offer, and you need the player to be happy as well, right? Because we saw with Trossard and we saw with Mudryk, or however you say his name, he fancied Chelsea because the money was the same. It was only 97 grand a week or whatever it was, so it wasn't wages. It was the deal. The club preferred the Chelsea offer over Arsenal. So the club said, we'll accept that offer. And then he went to Chelsea, right? Even though he's not going to get Champions League football by the looks of it. We look at someone like Bastoni, who apparently Spurs were in last year in the summer, but apparently he didn't want to come, right? His agent's coming out saying the player doesn't want to move. So I don't think we're getting this quality centre-back that people are on about at the moment. I'm just trying to manage my own expectations, but I'm also telling you what I think is going to happen. We'll probably get Porro and that'll be it.
No, I agree with you. I don't think we are getting a centre-back. Yeah, okay, go on. What's the point anyway? What's the point?
So the point is, right, like asking for centre-backs in January, it's not going to happen. We're not Man City, we're not Chelsea, and I don't see it happening, right? Number 2, I think, lads, and I know this is going to sound a bit negative maybe, but I think we are where we belong. This club is where it belongs. We're 5th in the Premier League. That's where we belong.
Is that a shot at the ownership or what are you saying?
That's a shot at the ownership. That's a shot at the manager, and that's a shot at the players. I'll tell you what's a shot at the ownership. In the summer, we signed a lot of players. People were raving about Perisic, best in Europe, raving about Basuma, best in the Premier League, raving about Richarlison. And I know, Sim, you were a big fan, so am I. I still am. And we got those 3 players, and then we went and got a youngster, which you always do in every window. You go and find the next big thing. So we went and got Spence, and we got rid of Deadwood. There's no more Harry Winks. Obviously, Dele Alli went before that. We're trying to get rid of Tanganga, trying to get rid of Sanchez. So this is a project, and projects take time unless you're Man City. Now, I blame the owners not for putting the extra 5-10 mil down, because that's annoying, isn't it? It's like if it's 5 million, just put the 5 mil down. But I also respect.
12, didn't we, for Trossard?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, but Trossard looked like he wanted to go Arsenal. I don't know. Nobody knows the facts here, right? We'll assume it. Now, with Porro, if it's a case of we'll give you half now and half over the next year or whatever, that's great because that gives us cash flow in the bank to go and spend on someone else. So I haven't got a problem with negotiations. But what I've got a problem with is at the end of the window, if we're left without Porro, because then you're sitting there going, hold up, you thought the money was more important than making that top four, which hopefully we can do in the second half of the season. So I'm going to call the
No
owners
way,
out
Josh.
at the
No
end of the
way,
window.
man.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to call the owners out until the end of the window because
No,
this time last year.
Josh, 22 years, mate, one trophy in this, and you're waiting another 11 days. I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're going to get to Pedro Porro, and we're going to pay the release clause because that's what they've been saying after the last 3 or 4 offers that we've offered. So
Or-
if we're going to do it, and we're going to pay it on the 30th of January or whatever, why didn't we do it on the 1st of January? Because we're trying to do
Nick,
the same thing as
Nick,
before,
what
man.
it is, Nick, if we can get rid of a bit of dead wood in the deal, I'd rather wait 20 days and get someone off the wages.
But what's the point? 34 million plus Sanchez. That's
No,
nonsense,
what I'm
man.
saying is if they're going to take a player off us and they do take Sanchez or Tanganga, whoever it is the player is, I'm all good for that, mate, because it's got rid of dead wood and those wages are better spent somewhere else. So I don't mind a bit of negotiating, but I want the player by the end of the window. How they do it is up to them, yeah? It's, do your little, work it out what works best for Tottenham, work out what works best for Sporting, but get the deal done. That's where I'd call the owners out if they didn't get the deal done.
They don't want the player, man. They want the money straight up. They're not interested in a swap. They want
So what will
45 million
happen?
straight
What will
up.
happen? Yeah, what will happen is obviously Spurs will. Hopefully, this is what happens. Levy gets to like deadline day, a bit like with Kulu and Bentancur on the last weekend, and says, right, you know what? I've rolled the dice. It didn't work. Just go and get the player now because we need the player because Conte is going to kick off. So we will get the player. I think we'll get the player, but I think we'll get him towards the end of the window, not in the next few days. I just think it will happen at the end. And the risk of that is
if we wait till deadline day, the chances are they're not going to have a replacement. So then they'll say, sorry, we're not going to sell him.
Yeah, but it's a release
I think
clause.
when there's a clause, you can't do that.
Yeah.
When have no choice.
Okay.
You play out the
Yeah,
release clause,
yeah. When there's a clause that the buying club's in pole position, a bit like Neymar. Now, when I look at the last few results, lads, I expected us to lose to Arsenal or get a point at best. I expected us to lose today.
told me that before I flew over.
Yeah, I expected us to lose the last 2 games. Yeah, I'm just being a realistic fan here because Arsenal are playing amazing football. The best we would have got is a draw in that. We got a loss. We got given to us what we deserved because Arsenal are playing phenomenally. They're playing amazing football. You have to say it how
Josh,
it is.
I don't think they're top of the league, right? But I don't think that they're. I don't agree with Alex Davis much, but I don't think that. I think on Sunday they were clinical, but I don't think they played. They played amazing football, man. I don't think.
I think they had another gear in them, Nick. They had another gear in them, mate. They just didn't need it.
I don't know. They had a gear up. I think we were just a gear down.
I think we had 15 minutes of that second half, and then that was it. Arsenal got control of the game again. So I expected us to lose today. I expected us to lose to Arsenal. I expected us to beat Portsmouth, and we did. I expected us to go to Crystal Palace and get a point, if not all, and we did. I didn't expect us to lose to Villa at home. And I think that's on the players and Conte, lads. Because can you really say before that Villa game that we didn't have the better players at home?
No.
You can't. So that's got to be on the players, right? Or the manager, or between the pair
We
of
saw
them.
that last season, didn't we? When we lost to Wolves and we lost to Southampton, we did the same. This season is almost mirroring what happened last season because soon we're going to be out of all the other competitions. We'll have 1 game a week. We'll have time to prepare. We'll be playing good football, and then, well, I think top 4's a dream, but it's not going to happen.
But lads, what I'm
time.
saying is we are where we are. We're probably 3 points short because we should have beaten Villa, and we should have been in the Carabao Cup because we should have beaten Nottingham Forest away when we lost 2-0. Because on paper, I know the owners are a problem. I'm with you guys on that. We need money, right? Or we're going to fall behind. But them teams there, Villa at home and Forest away, we should be winning those. With the players we've got.
Should be, Josh. Yeah, I agree with you. We should be doing it. But
so that's on the manager and the players. Yeah. Yeah. So we've got to put blame.
For me, this team tonight, Romero, Kulusevski, Bentancur, and that's probably it. The rest of them, Kane's gone in the summer. We know that. Son should not be anywhere near this first team. Højbjerg is a disgrace. The defence is a disgrace, and Lloris is an absolute disgrace, man. The rest, they are conning people by taking their, like Bobby said about taking their paycheck home. There's literally 4 players in this team that deserve to be on the pitch, and the rest of them They don't be. For whatever's happened in the past, yes, great, it's in the past. But in the here and now, these players aren't good enough, and they're not performing how they should be. So a lot of that has to lie with them.
Nick, what I'm saying is it has to lie with them. But when you see Thomas Frank at Brentford smashing it, when you see Brighton Zebri smashing it, when you see Silva at Fulham smashing it, when you see Eddie Howe at Newcastle smashing it, where do we bring Conte into this conversation?
I'm not saying Conte's blameless.
Yeah, but they got far less expectation than Conte. Like it's very very different circumstances, and their club board is aligned with their vision. So if they want to sign a player, they sign in accordance to what they're looking for to fit the system. But
lads,
Perisic, it's not the same with Conte.
Sim, I get that, Sim, and apparently Conte is a serial winner. The Zebri just got here.
Wait! It's not apparently; it's a fact.
Okay, serial winner. He's won the Premier League once. Not serial.
He was in the Premier League for 2 seasons before Spurs.
Yeah, and he won it once.
Correct. Yeah.
So he's not as successful.
Five Serie A's.
Yeah, but Premier League's a different beast, if you ask me. Mourinho's the only man.
In his first season, he won the Serie A. What do you want from?
No. I'm not discrediting Conte, but I'm saying when we say serial winner, is he as good as Pep? We don't know, right? We can't really say that because he ain't
Pep
proven.
Inherited a lot better squads everywhere he went.
He hasn't had the players, right? And he's trying to do it with lesser players at Tottenham. But my point is,
Pep didn't win his league in his first season. What happened was he was getting battered 4-0 by Everton and scraping Champions League in his first season, and then he went and spent 50 million on Kyle Walker, and then it's 50 million on Benjamin Mendy because he was backed by the board, and they because he
spent $1 billion. He spent $1 billion.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is Conte is trying. We know that. But there are certain games where you have to put it on Conte and the players. Like today's not on Conte and the players. We probably would have lost that game. If we played 10 of the games, we'll probably win once. Arsenal, like it or hate it, are beating everyone. But the rest of them, right? I'm talking Aston Villa at home, Forest away. Those sort of games going 2-0 down to...
We beat Forest away.
No, I'm talking in the League Cup recently. Yeah, those sort of games, we can't be putting it on no one but the manager and the players, lads. I'm sorry, because listen, if we're not finishing top 4, yeah,
we're not, Josh. I'm telling you this now. We're not.
Yeah, if we're not finishing top 4, right, because we're behind Newcastle, you could argue Newcastle's squad is not better or worse than Tottenham's. You can go on for hours on that. Man United squad.
They play 1 game a week.
Yeah, they play 1 game a week. Yeah, so we've been playing the same games a week since the World Cup. Why did we lose to Villa? When we lost in the Carabao Cup,
because his players aren't good enough, Josh. That's why we lost to Villa.
At home to Leeds, like that happens. You get results. Look, obviously, I'm not saying Conte's not blameless. Of course, he's not. But when you have players letting you down, like when you have Lloris spilling the ball and Buendia putting it away,
individual errors.
You can't legislate for that all the time. You know what I mean?
You can't. But at the same time, when you're sitting back in the first half taking a beating against teams you shouldn't, you can't excuse that either.
No, you can't.
So what I'm saying is Conte for me.
But why does he do that?
Listen, Sim, that's the $1 million question. He gets paid £15 million a year. He needs to answer that question. We could all sit there and say 4 at the back, 3 at the back. You know, what's happened to Basuma? Would he have played better under another manager? What's happened to Son?
Maybe.
You know, we have to ask these questions. This is between the manager and the player. This is nothing to do with the owners at this point. The owners, we question when there's a hole and they need to fill it. But when there's a team like Villa or Forest, or we go and draw and we lose games in the first half, that's between the players and the manager for me, guys. That's not necessarily, I'm not against today. Man City, I take this win, but I'm not sitting there going, shit, we're crap. Arsenal,
we are, Josh.
It's still hurt.
We are.
No,
we
we're
are because
crap,
the players aren't good enough. The players aren't good enough.
Against Man City, who is good enough? Nick, who is good enough against Man City?
When they turned it on. When they turned it on, I'm not disagreeing. When they turned it on, they turned it on, and we were beaten. Why we were beaten? Because the players aren't good enough. Why aren't the players good enough? Because we don't back the manager. We don't back Conte. We don't back Mourinho. We don't back Poch. What's the point? All these
so
people,
when
all
we
these people
lose,
calling. Hang on, Josh. Hang on, Josh. When all these fans call, we want Pochettino back because we play exciting football. Then what was the point of not backing him when we should have backed him in the first place? Why? Because
we should have backed Poch. We should have backed Poch.
Exactly, but what would have been the
he
point?
had credit.
There's no point.
He had
Conte,
credit.
Credit for
He
what?
had credit in the bank, Poch. We should
Credit
have backed
for what?
Poch. I
Because
don't know why
got
we
to a
didn't back
Champions
Poch.
League final and we played good football. This is the credit.
But Nick,
we didn't
I'm
win
not-
anything,
Nick, that's-
man. We didn't win
Nick,
anything. This is the point.
You're talking long term. I'm saying this season, some of them losses are on the manager as well. I'm sorry. We can't keep
no one's
blaming.
saying that, Josh.
Of course.
No
they
one's
are.
saying that.
Of course they are.
But these
we're
players aren't good
talking
enough.
about the bigger picture. We're talking about the bigger picture.
The bigger picture, there's a project which needs to be backed, right? And at the moment, I don't think we're going to get anything but Porro. That's just my view, right? I don't know what other fans think. In the summer, hopefully we're going to spend 150 mil, and great. And we shouldn't judge until the end of the window, because we did that last year and we got two of the best players that we've had in a long time. So I'll wait till the end of the window on this one.
Josh, by luck.
That was actually.
You could say luck, or you could say luck, or you could say Paratici would turn around and say, I knew these players were good, they were just in the wrong environment, so we brought them into an environment where they're loved, they're given time, and it's worked. But what I'm going to say,
I wouldn't say it's luck. I wouldn't call it luck that we got.
It's not luck, man. It's not luck. We can't when it's good. We've got to give credit to good. If Paratici's done something good, we give credit. That window in the summer with Basuma, Perisic, Richarlison was a good window. Most people gave it a 7. Most people gave it a 7. We lacked a centre back. And maybe we shouldn't have bought Richarlison and put that 60 mil on a centre back.
We overrated Longley. I think we can pretty much confirm that Longley is not the.
Yeah, I mean, people are going mad.
Spence wasn't Conte's signing. He doesn't want to use him. We still have big holes in the back.
But Sim, Spence. A lot of teams would have been happy with Spence as a young signing. It was only 15 mil or whatever he was, 11 mil. I don't know what he was, yeah. So I'm not going to look at Spence. I'm going to look at the bigger signings, like the Richarlison signing, the Perisic signing. These are like 180 grand a week.
How many goals has Richarlison scored?
But Richarlison, yeah, okay, fair enough. But Richarlison and Basuma, or maybe not Basuma, but Richarlison and Perisic is not the reason we're in the position we are right now. I don't see them as those signings as the big problem. The big problem is we're relying on Davis, Dyer, Longley, Sanchez, Tanganga, Emerson, Doherty, Sessegnon. That's a big load of defenders, average defenders, who aren't Champions League quality, aren't defenders that we want us to take us forward. If we want Conte, we want Conte to come in and take this team forward to where it was last season, Champions League football, and actually compete for big things, for a title, for a Champions League. You're not going to do that with that set of defenders. That is just reality. When Eric Dyer against Liverpool just heads it straight to Mo Salah and he goes through and scores, what can he do when Lloris comes charging out of his goal against Newcastle, right? And gives away a goal to Callum Wilson? What can he do when today there's countless mistakes at the back line? What can Conte do about these things?
Conte can't do anything about them because they're player errors, right? And that's where we blame the player, and that's why we hang out Hugo, and that's why we hang out. I don't know. Today you can hang out.
Hugo was done 3 years ago, man. We just sentimental FC. This
Hugo,
is what is sentimental
Hugo
FC.
showed the best and worst of himself today. He saves that shot from Lewis, and then he goes and flaps about. Yeah, that's Hugo Lloris.
A shot that he should save. He's a goalkeeper. He should save a shot like that.
He should save that. He should save that.
It wasn't a hard shot.
He should save that. He should save that. No. He should save that. And the near post one, obviously, with deflection, you could argue he should save that because it's near post. You're not supposed to hug your post. You're supposed to leave a little gap, because you can't leave the right to open. But whatever that is, yeah, that's debatable. The Arsenal was completely his fault. But my point is, lads, that we are where we belong. So when we start crying and panicking, where do we expect to be with the squad we've got? Do any of you actually expect us to be third and second right now?
No,
that's the point.
Exactly. So when fans start going, we're shit, we're not shit. We're where we belong. That's what I say to other fans. It's like, hold up, what are you complaining about?
But you're blaming Conte for that.
I'm saying Conte and the players take it when we lose to lesser teams. And this season, I've seen us go up to lesser teams and not take it to them. And that's on the manager and the players, the lesser teams. And we should be 8 or 9 points above where we are, lads. We've been getting away with it.
Josh, let me just ask you this then, my man. Do you
even
think
the Champions
that
League,
the
we got away with
Conte
it.
the wrong guy for this squad then?
No, I think, guys, look. If he gets money, you can't judge him unless he's got a full toolbox.
No, but
so now he's got
with the current squad and the current manager, the pieces of the puzzle that we have right now are not fitting. Right now is so. Are you?
Why
saying,
are they not fitting? We are where we belong.
But which
what's not fitting? Where do you expect us to be? We're where we belong. How's it not fitting?
But that's what I'm saying. We expect more.
Why do you expect more? Why do you expect more?
Because
when you bring in a world-class manager, you've got a handful of world-class.
But wait,
players.
we've got 4 bad defenders. Why are you expecting
that?
more? We've got 4 bad defenders. Why are you expecting more?
But
that's the
where
point.
we point the finger. That's what we're at. That's where we're at.
So
right?
so our expectations are correct. We're realistic.
Are you basing that
We're
on
realistic.
the squad, or are you basing that on Conte? Is what I'm
So
asking.
what we're saying here, lads, is we're realistic. We accept we're 5th, and we're probably the 5th best squad in the league when you take those 4 defenders into consideration. We're better than Villa. We should have beaten them. We're better than Nottingham Forest. We're better than the other teams that we've lost to. But we want to be second. We want to be a title contender like Arsenal. That's what we're saying, yeah?
No. So we're saying that we need to improve the squad so that we can compete with the likes of Arsenal, Man City. That's what we're
So
saying.
we could be in a race. Yeah?
Right. We have Conte. We have Conte here. We have all the ingredients to be able to be a club that can compete in the upper echelons of the Premier League for something big. But what is holding us back is not the manager. What's holding us back is the players that he has at his disposal.
Yeah, but my message is we are where we're supposed to be, right? And that's the reality, and that's our expectations. We want to be second, we want to be third, and we want to be in the Champions League. So it's on the board to sign Porro, and if we sign Porro, are you guys happy, or do you expect that centre back?
I'm not happy with just.
I mean, I'll be happy with Porro, but no, I wouldn't be happy with just Porro. I mean, look, I would accept it. I'm not gonna. I mean, I think he'd be a good signing. But I don't think and maybe things will improve a bit. But yeah, it's not enough. As long as we're relying on Dyer to be our main centre back,
all 4.
As long as we're relying on all these defenders in our team to defend, as long as we're relying on them, then it's not going to be enough to. And we don't just want top 4. We got top 4 last season. Like obviously.
But Sim, what do you expect from this club, man?
Josh, the way things went obviously the way things have gone this season, obviously now expectation is we're going to challenge for top 4. But the thing is, we got the thing is with this club, we got top 4 last season with Conte. The summer was the chance to really push on and have a really good go at doing something big, and we didn't address the core issues of the team. That's a fact.
So we were centre back short.
2 centre back short, I would say.
So we should have spent another 100 mil. We should have spent another 100 mil. We should have spent 300 mil almost, is what you're saying.
Or maybe we should have spent our money smarter.
Yes.
Rather than
that's a good point. That's a good point.
7 players,
12 or 15.
And I'm saying, look, that's fine. Look, I'm saying.
So did we need Richarlison?
Yes, we did need Richarlison because we need another forward. But it's not to say that we did now not need a centre back. If you're going to if you would ask me in the summer, you would have asked me in the summer. Would you rather sign a top-class centre-back or a forward? I would have said
centre-back.
Centre-back. But
yeah,
does that mean we didn't need a forward? We did need a forward because we had Kulusevski, Kane and Son.
Yeah.
And then our next one was Mora and then Gil. So obviously we needed another forward as well. So we were right. We were right to spend the money on Richarlison, but doesn't mean it was enough.
I think obviously no one expected Son to be such a shit player. That's not on Levy. That's not on Levy.
That's true.
That's not on Conte.
But the fact of the matter is, right, Son has dropped off massively in goals, and we're 3rd in the league for goals scored. So goal scoring isn't our problem.
Yeah, but seeing we've papered over it, mate. I mean, we've had our luck, man. We've had our luck as well, mate. It's not like we've put teams away 3-4-0. You know, we've had our luck. So I look at that stat.
Because of our defence.
Yeah,
we
put them.
Right.
We've done 3-2s, 4-3s. 4-1s.
Yeah, a lot of by ones. Yeah, we scored goals.
By ones because why? Because of our defence.
Yes, I know the defence is shit, but what I'm saying is, when you look at that stat in isolation, we haven't been playing teams off the park, right? We haven't beat anyone properly like that. Yeah, so this is the whole point. This is what I'm saying to you is, if you look at the team with that defence and we're 5th, I'm sitting there going, If we make fourth, that's an amazing season,
Cor-
right? Surely you
Yeah.
agree with this
But,
squad. If
under
we
the
make
current
fourth,
circumstances, yeah.
Then.
Under the current circumstances, if we get top 4, yeah, it's good. But we should,
It's
but
a
we
good
should expect
season.
more. We should expect more from a team who got top
Who
4
already
last
finished
season,
fourth,
who want to
yeah.
push on. We should want to push on.
Sim, we're up against. Look at the conditions we're up against. We should be spending more money. I'm with you, mate. We were 50 million short. It would have been great to have got Bastoni or a similar player. But what I'm saying is, with what we've got, with fans going mental on TalkSport and on radio and everywhere, it's like, hold up, where do you expect this squad? This squad is where it belongs. Now, obviously, the future is put money, get Porro in, spend big money in the summer, get a proper player that where you're signing a player not in the January transfer window because the club doesn't want to sell him and make it difficult, whatnot. Get that player in, do what we did last summer, put more money on and go again. But when I'm hearing fans going, get Conte out, right, and the players are shit and all that, I'm thinking, where do you expect us to be? I think Spurs fans have this expectation we should be second or third. I don't know about you boys, but I feel like Spurs fans think we should be better than we are. Why should we be better than we are? Look at the squad.
We're going to finish, at the moment, Josh, we're going to finish 8th or 9th. I'm telling you. And we're going to need Harry Kane's gone in the summer. Kulu, he still hasn't signed, right? And I know that he'll find a loophole in his contract. We're still going to need 2 centre backs, a right wing back, a left wing back. All right, obviously, Georgie's coming in the summer, but we don't know what's going on. We need a creative midfielder, and we're going to need a goalkeeper. So it's going to be even worse in the summer if we don't do what we need to do.
No, we do need to do. Nick, I'm with you, mate. We need a lot of players.
Josh, Winks and Ndombele, Lo Celso, Reguilon, they're all coming back as well. So,
mate, I'm sure.
Come on, man.
Mate, I'm optimistic we'll get rid of that deadwood. Why would Conte want them back if he's still there? He doesn't want them back. Yeah, we'll get rid of them somehow.
But if Ryan Mason's in charge, Winks is going straight back into the team.
No, lads. We are 5th. Nobody wants to be 5th. We're like 8. We're like 6 points or 4th or whatever it is having at the table. Yeah, we're the best we're going to get is 4th. If we sign Porro, the best we're still going to get is 4th. So if we do get 4th, it's been an amazing season. Just because Arsenal are in 1st shouldn't bother us. That shouldn't wind us up and Spurs fans getting like a little bit panicking over it. If we get 4th, it's been a good season, right?
Josh,
and there's all this stuff about. Well, we'll see.
If you're saying you're saying this squad is good enough for where it is, and we're 5th at the moment, how are we getting 4th? Because we signed Pedro Porro. Not happening.
No,
is it?
I think we'll finish. I said 5th. And best 4th. That's where I'm at. I don't think we'll finish 6th. I think we'll finish 5th or 4th. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But my point is, Spurs fans, calm down. Conte out. Why Conte out? Look at the players. We should be up there. Up where?
We shouldn't be calling him Conte out.
We're just screaming more.
Yeah. We should be better than we are. But where? Where should we be? Newcastle. Look, they play once a week, and that shit might break down soon. Yeah, we never know. They ain't spent a lot of money in this window. Let's see what happens. Man United. Casemiro, they pick a couple of injuries. They haven't got a striker really. Let's see what happens. Where we belong, everyone calm the hell down. Hopefully we get Porro. And if we finish 4th, that's an amazing season. And I think everyone just needs to relax. The Arsenal thing is killing everyone. It's killing me, mate. It's killing everyone.
You're right, Josh. The Arsenal thing is definitely.
And I think that's boiling over. Sure. It's boiling over to a level of toxicness. And keep the ball on their toes. Keep singing. Yeah, keep the ball on their toes because that's our job as fans. We should never be complacent. So that's good that the protests are happening. You know, nobody get hurt. No one do anything silly. But, you know, like that fan jumping out and stuff, no need for that, yeah? Like the whole Ramsdale thing. I was happy 100%. To see it, and then I was like, there's no need for that.
That's out of order, man. That's too far.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if this club gets 4th, everyone should have a party. A We Are Tottenham party because this club don't deserve to be 3rd right now or 2nd. And fair Arsenal enough, just ignore it.
If we do get the top 4 and we have a party, can you bring the samosas then?
I'll be bringing samosas, man. I'll be bringing samosas, weed, alcohol, whatever you want, mate. I've got everything for you, mate. But,
Josh, we have to wrap it up, unfortunately. But appreciate you calling in, bro.
No worries, man. Lads, cheers, it's Josh. 1 a.m, man. Good night. God bless.
I know.
You too, bro.
All the best, man. Take care of yourself.
Nice one, Josh.